Hey everybody, what's going on? Hellmite here, bringing you another video from Grab the Lantern today. It's Tuesday and the patch notes for patch 1025 have been posted, which means it's time for our top 5 changes of this week's patch. Let's not waste any time and jump right into things with number 1, which is that Rell is getting added to the game on this patch. She seems really strong, she's super effective against tanky supports and enchanter supports, both due to her unique kit. She'll probably fall off really hard against more mobile teams that have assassins or that don't want to team fight, but otherwise it seems like she's placed very well to perform, so definitely look forward to seeing a lot of her, I think, in the coming weeks, assuming her numbers end up being okay. Second up, we are going to be taking a look at the Pantheon changes here. He's actually got a decent rework on his hands here due to his sort of overhaul, making him more viable at support and less viable in either mid or top lane. And a lot of people have been saying, let's bring Pantheon back to the top lane. So Riot are trying to nerf him down in a way that will make him more of a bruiser, more of a champion that can sort of play in these solo lanes, and less of a champion that's going to run you over in the support position. His Q no longer slows, but costs less and refunds a little bit more when quick tapped. His W damage is significantly higher at maximum rank. But most importantly, his E no longer blocks turret shots, but has less of a slow penalty while active. So he's a little bit more mobile while his E is going, but he's also not safe from tower shots now with it active. His empowered E also doesn't last longer anymore, and now just grants movement speed after the final shield bash. So it'll make Pantheon a little bit stickier, but not necessarily better positioned to take an easy trade and then back off while essentially invincible for 3 to 4 seconds. His R also now grants him % armor penetration with rank, and the spear that lands before a Pantheon arrives slows and deals damage, which should allow good Pantheons to really set up that ability to guarantee the shield bash right afterwards into hopefully the rest of his damage. The % penetration also means that Pantheon will really be able to brawl with the rest of the tanky top laners that he should be good against. This should make him more at home top lane, fighting with bruisers, and especially will make him a lot weaker in the bottom lane due to him no longer being immune to tower and not being able to use E to just back away for free. So I do like where these changes are at. I don't think it will kill support Pantheon, but it will make top lane Pantheon feel a little bit better to play. Moving on to our number 3, which is Samira getting nerfed on this patch. Now, Riot have said that essentially she is not overpowered win rate wise, but a high ban rate indicates an issue with game health. So Riot are trying to nerf down some of the more frustrating aspects of Samira so that players feel a little bit more like allowing her into their games. The biggest thing here is that her passive will no longer knock immobilized enemies up, it will only juggle already airborne enemies. She still will get the dash into range of immobilized enemies, but she won't actually juggle them unless they're already airborne. This is a nerf, don't get me wrong, but it does mean that if she's pairing with a support like Thresh or Alistar, who already have knock-up effects as their primary CC, that she will still be able to get the dash into range for the juggle off of their initiations. But with champions like Leona or Pantheon, for example, she won't have as much of an effect at dashing into range, knocking them up for that guaranteed CC, all that sort of thing. Additionally, her Q and R apply lifesteal and crit at 66% effectiveness from 100%. This overall means that Samira will have less of a drain tanking feel when she's able to press R, and less guaranteed follow-up crowd control. She's definitely more vulnerable when teamfighting now, and she'll require a lot more team comp synergy and team play in order to succeed, rather than currently where she's just kind of able to do her own thing. As long as she hits S rank, she can press R and pretty much kill everyone while healing off everything you're doing to her with her lifesteal. My number 4 here, I'm cheating a little bit, but we're going to be talking a little bit about the item adjustments that are getting made on this patch. Imperial Mandate is getting nerfed to make it less of a solo lane item. It will still be very good in a duo lane, but definitely not really as a champion all on their own. And in addition, Locket of the Iron Solari, Shrelia, and Renewer have all been buffed, so trying to make those a little bit more attractive and Mandate a little bit more of a mandatory choice. The critical strike items are receiving some small buffs. Gale Force, Essence Reaver, Zeal, Fire Cannon, Phantom Dancer, Mercurial Scimitar, Moral Reminder, and Dominic's Regard have all received a very small buff either in terms of their cost or in terms of the stats they grant. Infinity Edge has also been reworked very slightly. Now it gives you an additional 35% critical strike damage if you have at least 60% critical strike chance, which makes this very well positioned as a third item, as the fact that it gives 20% crit. If the first 2 items you built also gave 20% crit, you're already at the 60%. You get that bonus critical strike damage. It should make Infinity Edge feel a little bit better to build, especially as a third item, as opposed to right now where it's kind of hard to tell how much value you're really getting out of it. Ludens and Everfrost have both been buffed up a little bit here in order to compete with Liandry's Torment. Duskblade and Eclipse have both been nerfed on ranged champions, and tank items in particular have received some pretty significant nerfs here. Bami's Cinder has been very slightly nerfed, and all tank mythics have been nerfed slightly as well due to just how good they currently are. Finally, we're going to be talking about the Twitch changes on this patch as the number 5 change, as Twitch has been underperforming in both his AD and AP playstyle, so Riot are buffing him up in both regards in order to try and make him a little bit more viable. His Q's attack speed is up, his W's slow is up, and his R's bonus attack damage is up. These are pretty flat buffs across the board, and I feel like Twitch has some interesting synergies with the new items, so I wouldn't be surprised if these get him back into the meta. The biggest thing here is I feel like these aren't a straight buff to his AP playstyle, so I feel like regardless, AD Twitch is going to feel really good about these changes, but AP Twitch will definitely see some benefits here. And that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching. And then which changes you're most excited for down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts if there's anything else you felt like I should have mentioned. If you enjoyed the video today, go ahead and leave a like. And if you really enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. I upload a video every Monday, Friday, and on patch days like today as well. Tried a little bit of a new thing here today, guys, so let me know what you're thinking of it down in the comments as well. Once again, thank you guys so very much for watching. I do appreciate it. And I'll talk to you all later.